tell me a little bit of what you do, Samuel.
Okay, Polly, okay, it was wonderful. Every Monday morning I come to Teabba Radio, okay, to talk about hearing related issues. And Polly, it was nice to meet you today. And so I'm an audiologist for the last 18 years. And for the last 3 years, I have my own audiology practice called Territory Hearing Darwin. And I did study my Master of Audiology studies at University of Queensland, and I did work at the Queensland Health, and then I went back to my home country called Kerala in India, and I had my own audiology clinic called Indo-Australian Hearing Center, and then we came back to Darwin, and I used to go to all the communities in Northern Territory since 2016 to 2023, and even your own community, Polly, to TV Islands.
There you go. For those of you who don't know exactly what that is, what your position is with hearing, why don't you break that down for someone who doesn't know?
Hearing, the specialist of hearing is called audiologist. Okay, that is a very good topic because nowadays people need to make an informed decision when they have a hearing problem or hearing related problem. They need to decide whom they need to see. In audiology, there are people who get certificate from audiometry from TAFE courses, TAFE colleges. Okay, there are few TAFE colleges in Australia. They give education on audiometry. So that is that is a qualification, basic qualification for them. And then there are overseas students, overseas graduates with an audiology degree. They come to Australia, and they also practice in Australia. But the Audiology Australia is an apex body of audiologists. They need to have master's degree in audiology. So that is the highest level. Then there are some people, they do PhD, doctoral study in audiology, but that is purely academic sort of education. And the people need to make the decision when they have a hearing problem. Okay, whom I am going to see. Preferably see the highest qualified people in audiology for your child's audiology assessment or your own hearing test or hearing aid trial or hearing aid fitting. So the better the qualification, more experience, the better will be benefit for the client.
Right. What would be the best way to keep your ears nice and clean and healthy?
The best way is don't put any cotton bud in the ear. There are a lot of people, okay, they use cotton bud in the ear, okay, and what they are actually doing is they are pushing the wax, the buds, they are pushing the wax further into the ear canal, okay. So the wax is a preventive thing. It has got three major purposes in our ear. So basically the first purpose is the wax will work as a lubricant for our ear. And the other thing is the pH value of wax is around +4 to 5. That means it is acidic in nature and it will kill microorganisms. And that way it is also a good thing. Okay. And the third thing is it has got an offensive smell for the flies. The flies will not go in and make their home in the ear canal. So these are the three major advantages of wax. And unfortunately, the lifestyle problems, a lot of people, youngsters, they use AirPods to listen music. While using the AirPods deep in the ear canal, they are pushing the wax further into the ear canal. And over a period of time, they will feel a blocked sensation. And the other people is the tradies. When people, plumbers, electricians, and people who work in factories, when they have too much ambient noise, when they work with the power tools, the problem is they have to look after their hearing. So they use the earplug. And when we fly to TV Island on a small plane, not on a barge, okay, but when we fly, we have to wear earplug because the plane makes too much noise, So that also creates a bit of a problem to the wax. We are pushing the wax further into the ear canal. Actually, now we have pitch black exercises happening in Darwin, and we need to be aware that the fighter jets produce around 140 to 150, 130 to 150 decibel sound, and the absolute threshold of losing hearing is around 140. Okay, one impulse of sound can itself damage our hearing. So that is why when people in TV or any part of Darwin, when they come across a very loud fighter jet sound, okay, they need to close their ears because there is no time for earplug to take from the pocket because the fighter jet goes very fast. So we can use our fingers to close our ears, or we can use the ear lobe, because it's a cartilage, and we can bend it and we can close it, our ear. So these are the simple things. Okay, there are like audiology is a big science, and as you know, the ear has got basically two functions: hearing and balance. Okay, the two organs are sitting in the ear, and that helps us to walk normally and hear our loved ones and to engage with the people around us.
Okay. What's the best way then? Because you mentioned that using the earbuds is actually bad, causes the waxing. So what's the best way to clean it?
We don't need to clean using any tool. Actually, the wax will come out by itself. That is a natural process. If our skin in the ear canal is good, there is no skin issues like eczema in the ear canal, actually the wax will come out by itself. When it comes out, use a clean cloth, and from the concha we can clean it. Okay, so that's the only thing we need to do. We don't need to use anything putting into the ear. But when we used to go to communities, we audiologists used to travel in the hearing services program. Audiologists used to travel with a nurse, and our nurses used to carry tissue spears made out of tissue, and a lot of indigenous children having pussy ears, discharge coming out from the ear. So as you know, in Northern Territory, because the lack of doctors in the community is a problem. That is why the nurses in Northern Territory with the Kappa guidelines, they are allowed to prescribe medication, not in a higher dose, okay, lower doses to children and adults. Okay, so that is why the nurses needed to clean the ear, remove all the pus from the ear canal before they give any medication to the child. So ideally, we don't need to do anything, but okay, the pus situation is a different thing. Okay, when pus is oozing out from the ear, and if the nurse is giving ear drops for the ear, that ear drop will not work. Because the pus is sitting there, okay, it will be okay.
Yep.
The first we need to clean the area first before we give the medication. So that is the sole purpose of doing that. And sometimes when the client come to my clinic for microsection, I do the microsection, use a different tool, and at the end maybe I sometimes use a tissue spear to clean the ear by the client, okay, the client itself, because different people, the pain threshold is very different and the comfort also is different, okay, so they will do by themselves.
Okay, what would be your best advice for individuals who actually already have hearing aids on how to prevent it from being worse, like their hearing loss increasing and getting worse?
The most important thing is they have to do hearing assessment every year or every 2 years. They have to do the hearing assessment to make sure that the hearing is not deteriorating. And if the hearing is going down, they have to reprogram the hearing aid according to the current hearing loss. And you personally said that, okay, your husband is wearing hearing aid,
Yes.
and that helps in the communication. He is hearing a lot of small talk. He is he is hearing poorly. So but imagine the other side of it. When you say something to your husband and the husband is not understanding what you are saying, then you will have too much frustration. So that is why I come across daily in my clinic a lot of women or the wife or husband, when the other party is not hearing very well, the other person will have too much frustration, angry, agitated sometime, so that is why hearing aid is a very powerful tool, and we all are wearing glasses. I do wear glasses too, because when our sense faculty goes down, we have to do the assessment first, and then we have to do the management correctly. And your husband and people who are wearing hearing aids, they need to clean the tip of the receiver or what is going into the ear canal. So the wax generation is quite natural, and the wax will hit on this the receiver in the ear, the dome, and every day we have to take it out and we have to clean it. And sometime there will be wax blockage on the receiver dome, and it need to be removed and put a new wax guard into the receiver's dome. So that way the hearing, so you can enjoy the communication, and we appreciate each other. We are social animals. We need to communicate to have a friendly relationship with our loved ones and to interact with the society at large. We have to have a good hearing.
Would be maintaining your ears for hearing aid the same way for someone such as, for example, a child?
Child's hearing aids are very different because up to the age of 16, 17, their ears are getting bigger and bigger. It's growing. That is why we never fit hearing aid in the ear for a child. We always fit behind the ear. So that you will see for a child, the hearing aid is sitting behind the ear, and the receiver is going in, or the dome is going in, or the passage is going in. And as you know, the hearing aid has got a microphone, amplifier, and receiver, the three components that helps the child to amplify. The main problem with the children is the stigma. In the community, I did come across so many children, they are not wearing hearing aids because their friends and other children in the classroom and the school, they ridicule, they say bad things about the hearing aid, and they need to overcome that peer pressure. That is the most challenging. Even some elderly people, in many cultures, our older people, not Australians, but other migrants and other community, our older people, they are wearing glasses, they have no problem. But as soon as wearing hearing aids, there is stigma. What other people will think, the perception of what other people will perceive, and what do they say I will be, so that stigma need to overcome. We have to overcome our fears and bad feelings to survive, to excel in our life. You are a broadcaster. Now we all had fears in our life, and we overcome that fears, and that we become a fine human being.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Pauline.
You're welcome.